The role of educational television is to sort of equalize what all children and all people have access to when it comes to education. So instead of it depending on where you live and what school or what opportunities there might be, by providing that content through media, that sort of democratizes it. It makes it available to everyone. It makes it available when it's convenient for them. It makes it available topics that they might not have access to otherwise. So it's a way to sort of educate everyone in society. When we think about educational television, a goal of educational television is for it to serve the people of whatever area it is sharing that content in. So if it's in the United States and we're really trying to reach either youth or the elderly, whatever it might be in terms of educational content, you're trying to create it so that it responds to the needs of that audience. So some of the needs in every part of the world are going to be the same. Children need to learn the alphabet, they need to learn how to count, they need to have a basic understanding of media and all sorts of other topics. But then there are things that are specific, and there are differences in our geographic areas, there are differences in maybe issues that are facing people in the United States as opposed to people in Brazil. And so you want the educational content to respond to the needs of the people in the community where they live. That's what makes it really valuable. You've got to build that in from the beginning so that you have methods of, not to sort of get into quirky research mode, but you can do some pre-testing and post-testing. So let's say you're trying to teach children how to read, and you're going to have a television program or a streaming show that's going to teach them how to read. So you might do a little sample where you have a group of children, kindergarten or first grade, and you sort of monitor what their skills are before they have a chance to see the show, and then you have them watch it in a more methodical way, maybe every week for an hour, and then in a couple of months, you test them again. So you try to get a sense of what they knew before and what they know after. You can also have more anecdotal feedback where you're talking to someone and you're asking them, maybe it's a parent, and you're asking, how do you use this content? Does it respond to the needs you have in your family? What do you think it's been like for your child? And parents will often have stories where they'll say, oh, my child did not know how to read at all, and then I introduced them to this show, and now I see them picking up books or going online and trying to read things. So I think the key really with evaluation is thinking about it before you put the content out. Thinking about whether kids will actually tell you what they like. This is something that some of the research in public broadcasting in the US has come up with looking at, because people will sometimes tell you, as a researcher, there's always a danger that people will tell you what they think you want to hear, right? And so if you're trying to sound intelligent, maybe you tell the researcher that I watch educational television, right? That's why I'm so smart. But are you really doing that? So, there's ways around that. You're going to ask specific questions. Maybe you watch them. That's also one method, is to actually have a conversation with someone and then you sit with them while they watch that program and get some feedback. But all of that is thinking about that relationship between the child and the person, either an adult in general in their lives or a researcher. So children will be honest. Certainly younger children are more apt to say, I don't like this, right? This was terrible. But as somebody creating content for education, you need more information than that. Right? We really want to understand, did you like the character? Was it confusing? Did you use the information when you talked to your friends the next day? You have to ask really specific questions so that you're getting beyond just, I like it or I don't like it. That doesn't give us enough information as creators of content, educational content. We need more detail. A critical part of thinking about children and media and education is media literacy. So it's not just educational content. It is very important for children to have access to educational content that teaches them subjects they would learn in school. But media literacy is really helping children to think about the influence of media in their lives. And that desperately needs to be also a core element of what children learn in school from the youngest age, all the way to whatever grade they continue till, so that they are reflecting on the influence of something that is, they spend hours and hours and hours with every single day. So media literacy is key.